Hi, my name is Farina, and me, together with my teammates, we have developed an application based on microservices and the front end part, which uses the microservices. The main goal was to use Roost in our development. So we have uh, tried to build this up, and I'm going to present a small demo. So moving on. So first of all, I would like to explain what is Roost and why we have used Roost in this development. So Roost provides us a platform where we can deploy our microservices and also use Kubernetes to hold multiple instances together. And so instead of hosting our services on Amazon or any other platforms like Google, etc., we can use our own local system and then use it to deploy the services. So it is available in Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, and so it helps us achieving the same goal as any hosted services. So this is the name of the application that we have given. Its name is Elzemo. Next. Okay. So here is the little story, or we can say idea behind it, or what was the motivational factor for it. The basic implementation is that it sends the reminders, and these reminders are mainly focused on elderly people, or the people who are suffering from Alzheimer's disease, who cannot like remember small task or anything from the day. So we allow users to set up reminders, and we simply send SMS to their mobile phones. And right now it is just used for small reminders, single line text, but it can be expanded to use some detailed text in the future. And it can be used by anyone. And we haven't used any email or notifications because it is easier implementation, and nobody likes to install complicated mobile applications and then wait for the notifications. Moving on, so the project structure is pretty simple, and we have kept simple GitHub code with the multiple folders which holds the services and application together in the same repository. So the services includes discovery server, user, the message, reminder, and scheduler services. And the MySQL is on the server side, which holds the user details and the reminder details that we create from the front end. And the application is made basically in React Native. And from the application side, we have provided registration via OTP and its verification. And also, once the user is verified, he can directly log into the application, and we can create, edit, or delete the reminders. And then those reminders are used by the scheduler service to send the notification. So what are the technologies used? These are covered in this slide. So from the service sides, we have used Spring, Hibernate, Java, and Maven. And from the application side, it is made in React Native using JavaScripts and Node components. And so we have used Docker and Kubernetes for the deployment of these services. We are not running it by using an Apache server or something. We are using the Docker for deployment of the services. So as you can see on the screens, I have opened the Roost desktop, and here you can see inside the main folder Roost Hackathon, we have applications folder and the services folder. So these are developed by our individual teammates. All the services are developed individually, but for the sake of keeping it in the same repository, we have it here all together. So we have Discovery server, which is a Eureka server that keeps the track of all the services that are running. Message is used for sending OTP and also the scheduled messages. Reminders are used for creating the reminders from the front end side, and also shows the list of the reminders. Scheduler is a service that helps in reading the reminders from the database, and then it sends the SMS by using the message service. So as you can see, they have individual Docker files. And so if we open any of the Docker files, let's see here. So We have kept it very simple and easy to run, and these are made in Java codes. So, the simple way to launch is by using the Java jar file, and it launches like that. And we have kept made the YAML files for uh, deploying it in the pods. Uh, so if you open any of the YAML files, you can see that the Docker images have to be mapped with the names of the containers. And so in this way, it searches for the image and we can deploy it on our system nodes. So if we open the workflow from here, workload analytics, here you can see that all the services are deployed successfully. And so we have 5 or 6 services running all together, and they are distributed among two nodes, and these are the images that have been picked up by these YAML files to run it as a containers. I can also show the application part. In the application part, we have this. From the application part, also we have developed the Docker file so that it is not to be launched by running the code. We can directly use the Docker and its YAML. It uses Expo React components, and similarly, the YAML also uses the image that is created by the Docker, and it can be run easily. So we can see the port is 30,006, and we will use this port to deploy to access the applications part. So if you see in the browser, we are using this port number here, and Roost control plane is the name of the node. We can see this in the Roost desktop. Here we can see the name of the node. Okay, so in the browser we can see we have, and this is the Eureka server. This is the discovery server. Basically, it is listing up all the services that we are running, and it is showing that they are up. The message, reminder, scheduler, and the user services. So here we can see the login screen, and we have given the option of register if the user is not registered, and access for the first time. So we can simply enter our phone number and password. So it will send the OTP on our mobile number, the number that you're registering with. Okay, so we have to try a couple of numbers. I think some of them are already registered. So let's try this one. Here, our server was able to send the OTP. And okay. So after writing the verification code, we get to the home screen. It is a very simple screen, nothing fancy here. And we can simply add reminders from our add reminder button. Here we have options of creating daily, weekly, or monthly. And so for simplicity, right now we have to schedule it and see if the notification is coming. So we have to set it in such a way that we can get instant notification. So we'll set according to the current time right now. So we can see that the reminder is added, and it takes us to the back screen. And if we refresh it, we'll see the reminder over here. So you can see we created this reminder earlier, and this is showing in the list of reminders. So the time shows here is 2015, which according to the system time is just about to happen. So we can see in this our phone screen, and let's wait for the reminder. It takes a couple seconds, maybe. So we received this message. So right now we are using library for SMS, which is has a restriction of sending OTP, and the library is paid. So this is just for sample purposes. And so we have received the message, and also we have given the option of editing and deleting for now. So if you go inside the reminder, you can see the filled details, and you can edit from here. Now we move back to our presentation. So moving back to the presentation, I would like to finish it up with a couple of details about what can be done, what bugs and improvements are there, and we can move forward in the future development. So for now, we have all the services developed by our individual collaborators. That's why they are separated, and they are occupying lots of virtual machine space individually on the system. But they can be merged together so that because they're using the same Java code, so instead of having multiple machines, they can be grouped together as one. And that's here, and so it will also be able to balance the load. And also for the front end part, we can manage duplicate screens by using the replicas in the deployment file. Moving on, for the future scope, the application is written in React Native for one purpose, that it can be expanded to mobile apps for Android and iOS, and they can be used for other purposes other than the reminders. We just have to change the UI and the backend services, and there can also be some industrial application. And for load balancing, as I explained earlier, we can group together some services, and so that it will reduce the load on the nodes. And for more details, the PPT is also available, and some of the screens are not shown in the demo because we have seen the practical application, but these things are also there in the presentation. So thank you.